Hello everyone, it's time for Twitter reactions to Liverpool 1-0 Newcastle. Lots and lots of reactions, needless to say, and all of them, I think, very, very similar. I think everyone absolutely understandably annoyed, angry, frustrated. Clearly feeling shared by a lot of the people who are out there on the touchline in particular as well. Start with the Anfield truth. Diabolical. Lack of clinical finishing and woeful defending as usual. Yeah, the clinical finishing thing it's becoming a problem, isn't it? And we've done a lot on this about like having a 25 goal a season. You know, that number keeps changing, but you know what I mean by that. An absolute nailed on worldy centre forward makes a big difference to how you play. And the more and more this goes on, the louder those calls are going to be. And you can't argue it really, can you? Because when you see Romelu Lukaku as an example, and look, he never would have signed for us, and whether we'd have paid the money is up for another debate on a whole new different level of Liverpool Football Club. But regardless, look at what he is. He still sticks one in the back of the net, misses like 2 easy chances, like bang easy chances, but then he's in the right place to score. And the problem with Liverpool is we're missing all the easy chances. But at the minute, no one's putting away. No one's putting one away. And the problem is inevitably you're going to see tomorrow you're going to be inundated with Sky Sport and Bleacher Report and funny football face wank shafts or whatever, with all these like, here's how many chances Liverpool have had, here's how many shots they've had, here's how many goals, here's how many points, and fair fucks, like, you know, it's going to be very difficult for the next couple of weeks because of this, because Liverpool could finish better in front of goal. These wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, the woeful defending thing, watch Chris's video. He does this a lot better than I. I'm not sure it's woeful. I think the defending's fine. Look, I did a video on the goalkeeping situation, and the fact that Mignolet had basically nothing to do all game tells you the story of the match once again. Highs Harmony 27. We are worse than Everton. No, we are worse than Everton. Either way, it's wrong. We're definitely not worse than Everton. Everton are much worse than us. Neyburn 9, over-expecting and underachieving. Yeah, maybe I think maybe there's an expectation thing, and this is probably where all the shouts for accepting of mediocrity, yada yada, come out, which is probably fair. But this does very much look like a season where you can see how Man City look a special side, Man United look absolutely back up and running again. Chelsea maybe not quite there. I think it's the two Manchester clubs who are going to be slugging at the top, and it's annoying that the season's like, what, a month and a half in, and we're already effectively writing off a title challenge. There's a lot of time for Liverpool to get it right for me, unfortunately, but maybe it does mean, I don't want to say lowering of expectations, I don't mean Roy Hodgson style lowering of expectations, but the point is that I think you can, if Liverpool can get through this period, and that's like get through the really tough period coming up in the next month or two, and they're still there or thereabouts in touching distance of 3rd, 4th, 5th, I think we'll still have, look, it's still very much on for Liverpool to have a pretty good season, but that for me will depend on getting into the top 4 by hook or by crook, having a good showing in the Champions League, and then I think you've got to make a good run at the FA Cup. Now look, again, we shouldn't really be looking at the league table this early in the season. I would still say give it a couple more games at least. But inevitably, you've got to, and this is the thing, there's so much expectations on Liverpool, and regardless of whether you price as winning the league or finishing 4th, right now, we are absolutely underachieving, and that needs to be, you know, questions do need to be asked about that. Humpty Dumpty Mark, something or other. 2 points drop, but honestly, it felt from the moment they scored more likely we would lose than win. Yeah, I get that, I do. We talked about the fear building up to this game. And I think that's predominantly what that is, and I don't think, I didn't feel like we would lose it, but it had. But once we made all the substitutions, it felt very much like draw. For me, it had draw written all over it. We just didn't seem to have any magic, any spark. And we got in the box a couple of times, but not enough clear-cut stuff. And like Daniel Sturridge has that one chance a bit earlier on. Should he a confident Sturridge is playing week in, week out, scores that, but Daniel Sturridge can't play week in, week out. So he's going to have to start putting in better performances in the minutes that he's getting. Otherwise, you'll find those chances drying up, unfortunately. Bryce Wells, 1, 2, 3. We can't seem to create many chances to score goals at the moment. Lads look like they have no confidence and took a worldie to score. Yeah, I think still think we're creating chances. I think there's 2 or 3 occasions there where we should stick the ball in the back of the net, and that should be more than enough. Unfortunately, it's not. And is it about creating more quality chances? I'm not even sure that's the case. Again, if you're forcing goalkeepers into saves and if you're getting strong connections on the football, inside the 18-yard box, we should be scoring more goals. But you're right, the fact that it takes a while, he's not great. Albin, Oliver Bourne, individual mistakes over and over. Feels like I'm watching the same game and repeat at the minute. Good to see Solanke get a few minutes. Agree with the last part, absolutely. I think that as far as a plan B goes, it's going to be important to get him up and running for us, because his height, his pace, his touch gives us a different dimension. But again, 15 minutes in and he's not been involved for a couple of weeks. I don't know. Maybe we need to work on that a little bit more. But I just don't know. But you're right. Again, I'm repeating myself week in, week out at the moment. Sean Sheeran, mini reset. How do these Redmen stay so positive? How many players does Liverpool team do you trust? Unbelievable. The only people. I'm just genuinely an upbeat person. That's the predominant reason behind it. And also the fact that it is a very long season. Very long season. Now, here's the thing. You can't... For me, it's too short a sample range to extrapolate it over the full campaign. Things will change. Liverpool might get better. Hey, they might get worse. We don't know. I would bank us to get better. And that's based on what I've seen of the manager, what I've seen of the players that the manager's got, and what I've seen of football over the last 20, 30 years or whatever. This is always the toughest part of being a fan, and we always forget this every year. September to December is what we call the grind, and that's when the season's underway. Your games are coming thick and fast. Points get dropped, you get dead wound up, but nothing's absolutely definitive in your season at all, because everyone drops points here and there, and it is very, very hard going. It's not exciting anymore. You're too far removed from both transfer windows to talk about how you fix the problems. You've kind of just got to knuckle down and power through it. So positive, not like clappy. Everything's not wonderful. Liverpool are not winning football matches, for fuck's sake. But again, maybe it's a little bit of just... Maybe it's a bit of blind faith, but you know what? Footy is a little bit about blind faith, particularly in this part of the season, because there's fuck all we can do about it otherwise. How many players in that Liverpool team do I trust? I don't know. All of them, apart from... No. How many people do I not trust? There's probably about three of the players in that first 11 that I don't 100% trust. But that's for another day. Carlos Orlando Gomez, forget top four is your impossible now. Couldn't have said it any better. Probably could have. Nina Kauser, thank you very much, Nina, for coming on the show this week. She blames Mr. Blood Red and the fear. Yep, Pajak and the fear. Liam Wells, L Wells in 94. Sturridge was shocking again. Klopp should have changed the formation because 4-3-3 wasn't working. It wasn't, and we did, and we changed to 4-2-3-1, and that didn't work either. Watching my country play is going to be more interesting, says Helga Kusik, than that was, and I'm from Estonia. Matip, bigger threat than Genie from open play. Yeah, Genie was poor. Which is a shame, because met him with a week. Lovely human being. Didn't play well today at all. 2 points drop. Mane was quiet, as Liam Murphy. And I hate to say this, but I don't think Sturridge is a clinical goal scorer anymore. You know what? I'm kind of forced to agree, mate. I think he'll have his good days this season. He will do. He is a very good footballer, undoubtedly. But you're right. He's been put in that team, I think, because of this clamour for a clinical goal scorer. He should be that. He just wasn't today. But again, that's not to say he's totally written off. But if Sturridge is getting starts and not scoring goals, then it starts to wipe away all that. Well, he needs to be used in that way. And is it fitness? I don't know. I've got no idea. Sean Muir, get James Milner in the line for fuck's sake. No urgency for the players whatsoever. Relying on Coutinho every week now. Yeah, too much reliance on Coutinho. That game started. That was like a moment of, I'll go on, lads. I'll have a go here. Great. But once they equalise, you can see it in Coutinho's demeanour. He becomes hero Coutinho all of a sudden. He becomes like everything is too reliant on him. Now again, he's the playmaker in that side. But that game needed Salah to step up, and it needed Mane to step up, and Mane was especially poor today. Salah was okay. But needed someone else to go, it's okay, Phil, I've got this, and no one did. And when you've got Coutinho playing like that, that's Coutinho, for me, at his poorest, because when he has too much pressure on him to be the guy who does everything, that hampers his game. He needs help, and he shouldn't have had the burden squarely put on his shoulders. We've got great players in that team. They should have been the ones taking the burden. And finally, Chris Williams, good friend of the show, sums it up exactly what I said on my match reaction as well. Big 2 weeks for Klopp. This Liverpool side look lost. Need to find a way to get them working at both ends of the pitch. And yeah, like I said, I think defensively, I don't think it's quite as dramatic as it's being made out. But at the other end, absolutely, I think you can have it. we're caught between two stools. Both ends, we're just bang average at the moment. We're not absolutely watertight, A-class, top quality defending at one end, and we're not world class in front of goal. And what that's making us is meh. And when you're meh, you draw football matches. Unfortunately, not so dramatic that you lose, and not so dramatic that you win. Liverpool could just do with just turning it up a notch. At either end would probably get us a few more wins at the moment. But yeah, defo work to do, and hopefully they get it right. And again, I fully trust the managers to do this. Maybe there will come a moment when that trust will erode, but I think we're a long way down the road. For me anyway, I think you give managers long contracts, you look to build things over a number of years, and I still very much see this as a building process. It's annoying, yes, but it's not a building process from scratch. And again, it's hard to think of it now, but I do genuinely believe this. We'll have better days. We'll have better matches. There'll be loads better results to come. It's just very hard when they don't come right here and right now, because this is what football's all about, isn't it? It's a results-based business. You're only as good as your last game, and that's why, as a true fan, sometimes we've all just got to take a big deep breath, go and twat the cat everywhere, have a bevy, have a big deep sigh, and try and find some enjoyment in life for 2 weeks until the lads on the pitch get it right for us, and let's trust that they do, because you know what, it's Liverpool, we're boss, we've got a boss manager, and ultimately they will prove it right, I believe anyway. Do you? Let me know in the comments below. If you believe, give it a thumbs up. If you don't believe, give it a thumbs up. Watch more content this week. We're here, we continue, we plough on, we're not fucking going anywhere. This should be great fun. Thanks very much. If you need some positivity over the international break, do go to redmentv.com. We'll help get you through it. Try a 3-month trial, 2 weeks of that. We should help you. You should be sane, relatively sane by the end of it. Thanks very much. Ta-da.